I watched a lot of Rivals 1. I didn't play a lot of Rivals. I played Rivals 1 a good amount when we had a top player who lived in my city. Goes by the name of Full Stream. For anyone who wants to know what my credibility when it comes to Rivals 1 is, there's very little. I watched the game a lot. I thought it was really cool. I thought it was sick. But I don't really like platform fighters that don't have a block button, that don't have a shield mechanic. So I didn't play it a lot. But watching it as an onlooker, beautiful game. Seeing that the second one has more Smash-like mechanics, including a shield, and added new things along the lines of wake up B attacks and get up from ledge B attacks, right? Interested me. And now I've played it a good little bit, probably not as much as a lot of other fighting game players and platform fighters. I just don't have that much. I've played it 13 hours so far, which, I mean, feels like not a lot, right? And most of my time, with this caveat, I think was spent in doubles, which I think is an awful experience. I hate doubles in this game. I don't know if it's because now I'm babied and I played multiverses where you can't hit your teammate, and in Rivals you can. And that pisses me off. But I mean, it's probably for the better, right? It's like a thing that I get that every other platform fighter that has doubles, you can hit your teammate. Maybe I just got babied by multiverses. That's one thing that I'll start this off with before we get into anything else. I want to start with the basics, the bread and butter, the tutorial, or the lack thereof. If you're an already established or slightly established platform fighter player, you understand what a wave dash is, a wave land, spot dodge, roll, aerials out of shield, dash attack, tilts or attacks, right? Directional attack, DI, SDI, crouch canceling. You know what all these things are, right? If you have some passing interest in some passing interest in platform fighters, you probably know these things. But if you have no passing interest in platform fighters, and this is your first time looking at the series, especially after maybe playing some of the Aether Studios' other works, this might be totally foreign for you. And they don't do anything to really teach you the game. You have to go to an outside source to find out all of the advanced mechanics that really aren't advanced when you think about a platform fighter. Those are the things that you're going to see. You're going to see low-level people using wave dashes and using wave lands and using aerials out of shield. Those are things that the game should probably teach you, or at least teach you the concept of, so you can start to get it ingrained into your muscle memory and into your brain. I don't like that there's no tutorial, right? Or that there's not a really good one, let's be honest. And I think that that would go a long way for making sure that people can easily get into the game and maybe stay interested, because they don't feel like everyone is better than them and they're getting their ass kicked and they don't understand anything. And the only way they have to get better is by looking at outside resources like YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook forums, and maybe Steam posts, right? That's not what you want your game to be. You want your game to have all the resources inbuilt, or as many of the resources as you can inbuilt, so that they can stay within the ecosystem of the game. Training mode, same deal. I don't like that you can't like make the bot like really do anything, that there's no real combo counter where you see that combos are continuing and are real or are fake. I do like the hitbox viewer. That's neat. Hitbox viewer, awesome. Not a hater on that. That's a W. That's a huge plus. I wish more fighting games, especially platform fighters, had fucking hitbox viewers. That would be great. That would be lovely. So very modern feature, really cool. Lobbies break every now and then, but it's a brand new game. What the fuck do you expect? Nothing negative to say on that front. I think most of my gameplay related mechanics and mechanical issues come from one of two things: extremely overtuned feeling mechanics and doubles, right? When I say overtuned feeling mechanics, I mean things like floor hugging / crouch canceling plus SDI down. It feels extremely strong and hard to deal with at low level, outside of just running up to your opponent, locking to see that they're doing it, and then throwing them, right? Which is an extreme reaction test, and more than likely you're going to get hit more times than you're going to be able to check them and throw them, right? The counter to it is to do a jumping attack that spikes them. Yes, I know the counters, or to throw them. Like, I understand the counters. You don't have to skill issue me. I'm not a fucking dumbass. But I do think for other players that are significantly worse than me that won't understand how to beat it, it's going to feel like an extremely overpowered, overtuned option that doesn't feel fun to play against. Right? If it's getting abused, and it's getting abused well by a player who's around your skill level, you're like, oh, how the fuck do I beat this shit? Like, I finally went for something that's not a spike or not a throw, and damn, they were fucking ready and they did it. Are you serious? They're crowd canceling / floor hugging at 80%. You're trolling me, bro. Like, it doesn't feel good, right? I've already gotten used to it. If you watch any of my previous streams, you'll see me telling people, USDI down one more time and I'm gonna kill you for it. And I make good on that promise. I beat people's ass when they SDI down. It's fine, right? I can get used to it, I can adapt, but I do think that for lower level players or for players lacking the knowledge, the game doesn't give you the resource to tell you how to beat it, and it feels extremely overtuned. The next one, the other one, is specific to, I think it's specific to projectiles. Yeah, it's specific to projectiles. It feels like there's way too much invincibility on parrying a projectile. If you parry a projectile and you're out of range, it feels like people have like a full 2 seconds to run up on you and put you into a mix-up. And I don't like that. If you parry a hit and you're like stuck there because you did a hit, you like did your forward air, now you're stuck in the forward air animation and they can grab you, they can up tilt you into a combo. Cool, right? You pressed a button on their shield that should absolutely be just blasted, right? If you use a projectile in a certain range, maybe they should make it so that you're frozen because you're within that range, right? But I don't think that I should be able to throw a projectile at you from full screen and then you can have full invincibility for 2 seconds to run up to me and do a fucking mix-up. Eat my dick. That does not feel fun or healthy. It actually really disincentivizes using projectiles as a keep-out tool. It feels more like you need to do empty jumps in the mix with your projectiles. You can't even do advancing or retreating projectiles because they can still just parry them. You're creating more space maybe if you retreating projectile, but they still have that time to move in, create space, take more of the screen, and platform fighters taking space on the screen and having positioning is extremely important, and you're literally giving it away for trying to control space by using projectiles. If it was that they could run up and parry and force you into an actual stun just like the normal hits, once again, fine. But I don't think the other way around it feels very good. It's just a little obtuse, and I don't inherently like it. Who have I been using the most? Watch my clips. Watch my YouTube channel. Oh, I don't have anything on YouTube of this game yet. Oops. Watch my... I do have one thing on YouTube. Anyways, watch my YouTube short. Watch my previous live streams. Maybe some of them will go up on YouTube or something. I play Zetterburn. I really like Zetterburn. I don't even use Shine. I only started to like practice wave shining today. And the game is super fun. I love pressing buttons. It feels good to shield things and shield throw. It feels good to like catch someone under them and shark them with up tilts and up airs. It feels good to be able to wave dash back and take the ledge. There's no ledge trumping. This game is so close to being the best platform fighter I've ever played. The most well-rounded and perfect platform fighter ever. Legitimately. It's right there. It just needs a few more things. It needs those few things that I mentioned, and I think that'd make it the best platform fighter I have ever played. And I would grind this game like crazy, or at least play it on stream, play it with friends, suffer through duos, but still enjoy the game. I think it's a fun game, and I hope that the things that I mentioned aren't also deterring other people from liking the game, that these aren't critical and normal talking points for others that make it feel as if the game's not worth playing or not as good as something like Rivals 1, or just going to go play Ultimate, or NASB 2, or Melee. I want this game to stand with the greats. I want this game to be looked at as a competitor to Smash, not a little baby brother to Smash. That would be awesome. And I think the intuitiveness of wave dashing and all of the things that they've done to make the game feel more like less technically involved while still giving you all of the tools that exist in something like Melee outside of L canceling is awesome. I think that's sick. And I think that it almost feels like P+ with animals. I was like P+ with animals. I think that's a good way to put it. But do you guys think Rivals 2 is sick? Because other than the small gripes that I listed, I like everything else about the game. Yeah, there's some overtuned characters. Yeah, there's some characters who are not super fun to play against, and some characters who are kind of weak, really whack. The power level of the game is extremely high, and for the most part I like that, and I hope some of those other characters are moved up a little bit in power level to keep the game feeling as balanced as possible, so that everyone can play the characters they enjoy. I like Rivals 2, and I hope you guys do too. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like on the video. Comment down below how you're feeling about Rivals 2 so far early. If you disagree with anything I said, leave it in the comments down below. I'm not opposed to hearing other people's arguments, right? Maybe there's something I'm not thinking of. Maybe there's another perspective I need to hear. If you agree with me, also leave that down in the comment section below. Leave this video for a friend. Share it with a friend who also thinks they're digging Rivals 2 or wants to know a little bit about Rivals 2. If you think that I'm some sort of arbiter of fighting games and you want to shoot them my opinion, feel free. Subscribe to the channel. I would love to get to 1,000 subscribers eventually so I can make that mucho dinero on YouTube. And this has been Beanie Thuggish talking about Rivals 2 and how I'm feeling about it in the early days. Signing out and saying...